Alright, let's see if I can get through this video without breaking down. Hello everyone, this is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and let's talk about Amazon today. Let's take a break from the ride sharing and the food delivery, and let's talk about e-commerce, which is something that I advertise about talking about, but I don't talk about nearly as much as I should. And I'm a little late in this topic, but it should prove to be valuable for not only the remainder of the year, but for next year and future years as well. Some people ask, what do you sell on Amazon and eBay during the Christmas season? Well, that's kind of a silly question. The answer is you can pretty much sell whatever you want. You've got to just figure out what you're selling. You got to figure out what you're good at selling, what you're good at not selling, what you're bad at not selling, and you just need to know this in advance. Like, for example, I'm really good at selling video games, and I'm selling and movies and books and out of print video games, and it's because I know that market. But some people are good at selling sports equipment. There's nothing wrong to do that. However, there is a list of items that I would probably avoid selling during Christmas. And I'm not saying don't sell these because you won't sell them. You absolutely will sell them. Here's the problem. These are the items that are way more likely to be returned and can definitely mess you up in that department. Things like iPads and iPhones, any sort of tablet really, a video game console itself, a Blu-ray player, a TV, expensive items like these, a laptop. These are expensive items, and here's the thing: you can sell them through drop shipping services. And the profit margins will usually be okay. They'll be like $50-$100 a piece. But yeah, okay. So there's two problems with selling big ticket items like these. First of all, if you're going to sell them through drop shipping services like Doba, which is what I do, keep in mind you do have to pay the initial fee. And while yes, you will profit $50 or $100 or sometimes $200 on top of what the item of the cost is, you're still forking over $300-$600 of your own money to get the item. And you won't see that money for 3 weeks, so you definitely need to have a slush fund if you're going to start selling TVs and iPads. That's the first problem. And then the second problem is these are the items that people typically return. And regardless how they decide to return it, you are so screwed. You are so very screwed. Because one way they will return them is they'll ask to return them. Now, places like Doba do have return options. You can have them send these items back to the to these places. However, they will not provide postage for you to return them. For that matter, they will also deduct a restocking fee, which they are legally entitled to do. Now, if someone wants to return them on eBay and Amazon, their policy is that if someone wants to return it, you kind of got to pay for the shipping. And it's not cheap to ship these things. I mean, a TV, I remember when I shipped a 32-inch TV, I didn't need it anymore because I got a new 3D TV, and I sold the TV for a couple $100, and I charged like $50 for the shipping. And I was like, this was like 4 years ago. Obviously, I wasn't thinking very clearly. I thought for some reason I was actually going to benefit a little from the shipping, but it cost almost $100 to ship the TV, and it was like, what? Then you had to buy the box and the packaging material, and it's like, that was a total wash. I would have been better off just giving the thing away, really. So that was kind of a clue that if someone wants to return something, yeah, it's going to be a problem because you probably got to pay for that. And not only do you have to pay for the return shipping, but once they return it to the center, you're going to get docked with a restocking fee, which pretty much means you could very well lose money. You could be out hundreds of dollars for an item. That's one way you can get screwed. The other way you can get screwed, and unfortunately this is way, way, way more common. Some people just don't want to go through the return process, so they file an A to Z claim, or an item not described claim on eBay through PayPal. And, they'll always claim, like, well, it wasn't what it was described. We didn't think it was what we wanted. And whatever the reason is, it could be totally nonsense. It could be a totally nonsensical reason why they say it could especially not be true. But it doesn't matter. And why would they file the claim rather than go through the returns process? Well, because Amazon's going to side with them. They are going to give them their money back. And then they don't have to send that TV or that Xbox or that iPad back. They can keep it. And so sometimes it's just like they realize they can get a free item out of the deal. Now, I hear Amazon's kind of starting to crack down on this because it's becoming more apparent that it is a problem. And eBay, more or less, they've never had the stance where you get to keep the item and the money. If there is one good thing about eBay's claim process, I mean, yes, there's ways for both the buyer and the seller to get screwed, I'm not going to lie, but if the buyer makes a complaint, says the item's not as described, and eBay sides with them, they got to at least attempt to send the item back. So this whole false claim thing is less likely to happen on eBay, but it will happen. You just don't. But yeah, Amazon, they'll give the person their money back, and you'll be out of the item and several $100s. And the problem with electronics is sometimes it's even the people buying it. Like, God bless them, they're trying. They heard, oh, my son wants an Xbox, and they buy them the Xbox, and turns out the kid wants the PlayStation 4, and they're just gonna return it. That's what they do. Oh, got an iPad, but it's not the iPad Pro, it's the iPad 6 or whatever the heck is out there right now. I don't have an iPad. I've never had an iPad. And it's so, you just, you take a huge risk with these. And the reason I mainly sell movies and games and stuff is, one, because I know that market. I know it sells. And two, people are way less likely to return it, even if they didn't necessarily want it. If it's an online purchase, it's usually not worth the hassle to try to return the thing. They'll take it to GameStop or something, or heck, they might even just suck it up and own it for themselves. Like, they just won't even bother. So that's my advice on what you don't want to sell on Amazon and eBay. Now, I acknowledge that there might be some people who have the money to cover these losses. Maybe the upfront cost is not an issue, but it's combine the upfront costs, the shipping costs, the fact that it'll cost you money if they want to return it, the fact that you'll lose the item and the money if they decide to file a claim against you, and these are the items that have I think a 70% chance of being returned in some form. And sometimes they'll even, I'll just tack this on, sometimes they'll use the electronic device for a few months, and Amazon is very, very generous on when you can file these claims. And before you know it, later on in the next year, during tax time nonetheless, you get a claim and you're out a few $100s. And it's not right, but that's how it is. So when it comes to Christmas and drop shipping on Amazon and eBay, avoid selling tablets, specifically iPads and Surfaces. I wouldn't sell TVs. I wouldn't sell game consoles. Handhelds being the exception to the rule because, one, they're not nearly as expensive, and two, there's pretty much just the PlayStation Vita and the Nintendo 3DS. There's not a whole lot of room for error there on the parents' part. And that's my phone. Uh, Smartphones. Actually, I wouldn't sell smartphones at any time of the year because people those get returned all the time because people buy them and then they find out that they're not compatible with their plan, and you just don't mess with a smartphone. I was, when it comes and all yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Some big items that are probably okay to sell. You can actually probably sell furniture online because people do their research, and it's way too much hassle for them to return it. And I think Amazon's a little stricter on those claims, so that you could probably do. But yeah, high end electronics, don't recommend selling them during Christmas. Throughout the rest of the year, you could probably take your chances, but during Christmas, stick to the small stuff. You can return to the big stuff after holidays, and buyer's remorse isn't as likely. So, okay, I made it through that episode. Yay. um, I really got to stop making these videos about my depression, but I really am trying to be forthright with you guys. It's hard. It's really hard. For the first time ever, I actually understand why some people don't like Christmas. I've always loved Christmas, but this year I am just not feeling it. So, but anyway, I'm still trying to give you the best advice I can. And if you like that advice, I'd like to know. In fact, I'd like to know if you have any experience or any items you would not recommend people sell during Christmas on Amazon and eBay. More specifically, Amazon, because they have a bigger return problem. But comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.